I want somebody, when I talk to you, it's not like I'm depleting my brain cells. I want you to increase my brain cells. Right? Challenge me sometimes. Welcome back to another episode. This is Girl Dynasty. Today, we have a very great episode about friendships. So, friends are the people who either make you or they break you. We have red flags in friendship, and we also have the things that we don't like about our friends. It doesn't have to be red flags. It could be either yellow flags, or maybe even green flags, right? Yeah. But today we are going to talk specifically about red flags. Jim Rohn, who's also an author, an entrepreneur, and a motivational speaker, once said, "You're a sum total of the 5 people that you keep close to you." So today, ladies, what do you think about red flags in friendships?
Well, you said 5. We're 4. So
we're 4.
We didn't know.
Actually, we have somebody behind the camera who's like, number 5. Yes.
Well, for me, red flags, usually in relationships or friendships, I think about it when it's so one-sided, Like for example, I have to be the one reaching out. Hey, do you want to do this? Yeah. If I don't initiate, then there's we don't have a relationship together. So to me, if I do something 4 or 5 times and you're not taking the initiative to reach back out to me, it gives me a pause. Like, are you really friends with me, or are you just tolerating it? Like, you know what, she wants to go out. Okay, fine, let's go out. But not necessarily, oh, Beth, do you want to do something? Right. So for me, that one-sidedness of a relationship just tells me this person is not into you or into who you are 100%. And, I take time, I will do a couple of reach outs, and if nothing else comes back from it, I'm like, you know what, adios muchachos, I'm out of here. So, we're old.
Yeah. I mean, we're old. Yeah. So it has to be like a reciprocal type of a relationship. Right. I totally get that.
Yeah, absolutely. Red flag.
Oh, she's wearing red.
Yeah. And by the way, if your friend is wearing red on a red flags episode, red flag.
Red flags. Yes.
I think for me, a red flag in a relationship or in a friendship is when I feel like when I'm around that friend, I don't feel like I can be myself. It's not just I can't be myself. It's maybe last time I tried to be myself and act natural, and then I was made fun of, or a joke was made at my expense. So I think such kind of friendships, it's also a way that it's taking away from who you are. And I feel like that's red flag.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So there are many red flags, as you ladies can relate with friendship. But what comes to my mind is someone who does not respect your boundaries. Yeah. So even if you are besties, the best of best friends, we always have boundaries that we put to protect me, to protect you, to make sure also that my interests, I have time to do things that I like to do. So someone who does not respect your boundaries, you tell them that probably this is not the right time to come over, or I'm doing something between 5 and 6. I'll be with my kids or with my family. And they're not respectful of that. You can tell somebody, this weekend is not really great for me. And they're like, but I really need you. Maybe you're not the best friend.
Right.
A good friend would drop everything and come to me. But, we have boundaries. There are things that we also have to look at. So if someone who considers you a friend feels that way, then probably that is a big red flag.
Yeah, totally. We're adulting, man.
Yeah. Right. Just to hop on what else is said about boundaries, I feel like boundaries is like a big term, right? So especially nowadays, I think people are very specific about their boundaries. If you don't respect anybody's boundaries, everybody just drops you and they're done. So for me, I think when it comes to friendship, it's more of like, are you respecting me plus even the person who's with me? So are you respecting me and maybe my husband? Are you respecting me and my family, right? So if maybe you come to my house and you're kind of like it's not even a form of insecurity, but the way you're talking to maybe my other half is a demeaning way, then I think for me that's like crossing a boundary that is very disrespectful, right? Yeah. So, and this is a question I want to ask you. Do you think sometimes we maybe share a lot with the other maybe other house?
Oh, that's
regarding
a
our
tricky
friends.
one.
And then sometimes, because we have told them maybe something negative, it ends up actually portraying, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that's a disrespect coming from them? Do you think it's actually a reason for that relationship to be ended?
So I think it depends, okay?
Yeah.
It depends because if it's something that your friend came to you, you know, like, hey, this is just something private talk.
Right.
I respect you as my friend and this is what's going on with me, or me and my boo are fighting, whatever, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it's something like that, I can see how you want to respect that
Right.
and keep it within the friends.
Yeah.
But if it's about like Lillian likes tacos and Beth likes dancing and Elsie likes reading, like, you know, I'm like,
exactly.
you get to know my friends.
Right.
Yeah, it's more of it's something that is not going to put your friend to shame.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's almost something that I myself,
Mhm.
I can stand on a table, I'm like, hear ye. And I would not be ashamed of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's not in that category, you know, you should be able to respect that
It's
this
an
person
issue.
came to me
Yeah.
in confidence and
Mhm.
just because usually, like, if you tell me something, I go tell, say, my significant other, and then we break up.
Right.
So he's gonna go with all this information
Right.
that he can use against you.
Yeah.
Or you know, Beth is like this. Even the friends are like blah blah blah. You're not part of me and them.
Right.
You'll be dragged in because you have that information about you.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have to be careful.
Yeah.
Right.
Those pillow talks, the pillow
Yes.
talks sometimes
Yeah.
can bring up issues. So
Right.
just as friends, you know, you really have to measure what is someone coming to you confidentially and in private and not wanting that information out there. Maybe they're just seeking advice, as opposed to just a general sharing of information.
Right.
Or they just want to vent.
Or they just want that.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, and another thing for me is if you go to a place, either, you know, you guys go to some, because you have friends that are not my friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
You know,
Mhm.
we all have that different cliques. So if, for example, I'm in a different clique and somebody in that clique knows you and they start bad mouthing you, I should be able to be like, excuse you, that was my friend. She is not like that.
Right.
You check them. But then you find, because I've been in that position where somebody has checked somebody else because they were trying to talk something about me and they were like, oh, no,
Oh wow.
that is not
The
Beth.
Beth I know.
That is not the Beth I know. Like, just boom, 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 boom. And they come and tell me,
Right.
oh, this person was talking about you in some. I'm like, huh. And I cut those people off right then. Because if you have the audacity to go and badmouth me, my character, my, you know, the respect that I'm carrying myself with,
Right.
we're not friends. So if somebody came and said, oh, Lily is like this, I'm like, no.
No.
Right there, well, you guys know.
Shut that down.
Still, you I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
this is not what it is.
Right.
So if you have friends who cannot defend you in your absence,
Wow, that's
That
a
is a
big
red
one.
That's a red
they're
flag.
not in that friendship for good reason. It's almost like they're
Yes.
just using you for their own benefit.
Yeah.
But when it's not a comfort for them, we cannot stand with you.
So it's more of somebody who's also partaking in the bad talking also.
Yes.
Because even being quiet and not saying anything is also not,
It's your silence. It's your agreeing
Right.
with what they're saying. When
Yes.
you know that is not the truth about
Exactly.
this person.
Yes.
So loyalty is a big thing.
Yeah. In friendship.
That's when I feel sometimes to front punch people. Like,
Right? Yeah, for me, you have to be loyal if you're my friend, to be honest.
yes.
For me, another red flag is maybe somebody who doesn't stimulate me intellectually.
Oh my God.
Yes, I want somebody, when I talk to you, it's not like I'm depleting my brain cells. I want you to increase my brain cells, right? Challenge me sometimes. But if I also tell you, like, and somebody who does not support my goals.
Yes.
So if I tell you today, or maybe I want to even go climb Mount Everest, don't tell me, hey, have you seen how many people have died?
Right.
Yeah, you're only giving me the negative side. But tell me how many people have actually made it, right? If you're just like constantly telling me it's impossible, then I'll start looking at you and be like, I don't think you're a good friend.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't agree more. And especially the quote that you began with about, your sum total of the people closest to you.
Right.
So technically, you truly want friends that challenge you and help you get outside of your comfort zone and try other things and really grow. Because I feel like a red flag friendship is a friendship that's not growing and it's stagnating.
Yes.
Like how we met 10 years ago is exactly the same way you know what I mean? That's like, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Or maybe, go ahead.
You should be able to, like you said, 10 years ago, we were out drinking, partying, and dancing.
Right.
But we cannot be doing that
constantly, right?
Yeah.
Like every Friday, where are you guys?
are
Like, hey, right? I mean, call me for a barbecue on Friday. I'll be like, I'm down. I just want to unwind and relax. We don't have to be like bar hopping every Friday
The rest of our lives.
It's good to bar hop sometimes, but not every time. Yeah. But if I tell you I can't bar hop today, don't be mad.
Right. Respect boundaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To go back to what we were discussing earlier about friends who really don't stand up for you in a conversation.
Yes.
Silence can be very loud.
It's very loud.
Very loud, deafening silence. Yeah, it can be very loud. And if you're sitting there listening to someone talk shit about me,
Yes.
and you just sit there and you're quiet, then you're not my friend. You're not my friend.
That is very true.
It is very true. And I think it is really a high time that we really call things out for what they are.
Yeah. If it's a bluff, it's a bluff.
Yeah.
Call it out.
Yeah. You're either in or out. You cannot be lukewarm and you cannot be on the gray area. So if you're there and you sit through that conversation and you don't say anything, then you're not my friend.
Right.
Yeah.
And also another red flag. This might ruffle some feathers. We like to ruffle. Yes, ruffle. And you ladies will tell me what you think about this.
Right.
It's those friends that are very quick to call others fake for not.
I think I love that.
Yes, for just because, let's say, I started a business today selling tissue papers. Okay,
Right.
you don't use tissue papers. You do whatever you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word.
Maybe you do wipes.
Yeah, you do wipes. But then just because you didn't come and buy my tissue papers, all of a sudden I call you fake.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I think it's just jealousy.
Okay.
It boils down to jealousy. And instead of somebody learning from that, like, okay, what is Trudy doing to get to that point? It's jealousy. And minimizing your own strengths in that process because you think you cannot do it. You should learn from, okay, what did she do? Because we started out this way. Trudy is here.
Right.
Like, Trudy, what are you doing?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I can get myself to that same position. But I just feel like people don't have the motivation to do work. When you try to do something, oh, she's feeling nice, she's
Yes.
She's changing.
Yes.
but you cannot be the same person you were yesterday. And circumstances change. Your life is yours, my life is mine. We all have this different paths. And we should get to a point where it's fine. You do you. I'll support you. You want me to jump on the tables? I'll do it. I don't use toilet paper, but
I got you.
one of my friends uses a whole fucking truck every day. You know? So it's just more, don't feel threatened by somebody else.
Yes, that's a big one. Being threatened by someone's success.
With where you are, and then learn from one another. You know, if you come to me and say, oh, I want to do 1, 2, 3 things, I'm like, okay, if I were you, I would do 1, 2, 3 things. Or what you tell me is different. I'll just give you my inputs, but at the end of the day, you decide what you want to do. If you fail, I will smack you and tell you, I told you to do it this way.
Yeah. No, that's a real
Now,
friend.
what do we need to do so we can get you up? And I will smack the shit out of you.
She's good at smacking.
Yeah. She'll hold you accountable.
What do we need to do to get ourselves back to where we need to be?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just being honest, being genuine, even in friendship.
Yeah.
When somebody succeeds, be happy for them. Like, genuinely happy for them. Learn from one another. Don't be backbiting and
of, like
too much energy.
Right. Yeah. For me, another red flag, I think just to hop on to like whatever everybody has said, I feel like it's more of a jealousy thing because if I'm growing and you're not growing, I mean, there's something wrong, right? So if we are friends, and because you tend to pick people that almost think the same as you, that's the people you get drawn to. But if I'm growing maybe 5 years down the line, but you're still stuck at the same place, and then all you're trying to do is maybe just bring me down. For me, that's like, do I even have the energy of keeping? Yeah, I can't. So I'll have to drop you and just be like,
Because actually, they say it's easier for somebody that is down to drag you up down than you left them.
Yeah.
Unless they actually want to change and get to where they need to, it's a lost cause for me.
It is.
Like, you know what? I have shit that I need to be working on. If what I'm giving you, you're not taking it into consideration.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that energy into something else.
Yeah,
and
that's for sure.
But when you do that, that's when they say, oh, she's feeling nice.
She's a fake friend.
Yes. Okay. Or maybe another question that I had about friendship. So, and this is like debatable to some extent. So we have those friends that will always call you nonstop. Like you guys are not even in romantic relationship, but they'll be calling you like, hey, you didn't pick up my phone, right? But I feel like at some point it tends to be like you listening to them so many times. But for you, it's like they're not even asking you like, how are you doing? Right? Like, hey, you were sick last week. How are you feeling today? But you're just like venting on me every other day. Like at some point I have to get that weight out. But you're not giving me that outlet though. Yeah, it's like you're just piling on me every other day.
And Lillian, I will take that and say sometimes when people are going through something, they tend to forget that the person you're piling all this on also has her own things that they are dealing with. And there's so much a human being can take.
Right.
Yeah. So at that point, I feel like sometimes we just need to step in and, recommend, do you maybe want to talk to a therapist?
Right. You can say that though, because then now it's going to be like, oh, you think I'm crazy.
You think I'm
I feel like there's going to be a major fight.
You're not there for me.
I feel like just listening to you like 1 time, 2 times, 3 times at some point, I'm just like, okay.
No,
right?
It's worse if it's talking about the same thing.
The same thing constantly. Yes. I was actually watching this person. They said at some point, if it's like there's no progress after maybe certain sessions, then you have to look for another person who maybe will help you. But if you're talking about the same thing for 8 sessions and you haven't made progress, we're still stuck at session 1, then maybe I'm not the right person for you. And I think it just goes both ways, even for friendships. Like if we keep talking about the same thing, it's maybe your boyfriend is having an issue with you, right? Then I feel like maybe I'm not the right person to talk to. I'm not a professional when it comes to relationships. Get somebody maybe who can help you. But it's easier said than done.
I think so too.
Right?
Because you're trying to balance not to lose that friendship, but also to stay sane.
Right.
But at some point, if it's too much, it's too much.
It's too much,
And I feel like a good friendship should provide for that opportunity for you to feel like you can express yourself to a point where if you're having a conversation and you feel like, okay, now you're really just an energy vampire at this time. You're taking all my energy.
You're draining. Yes, energy vampire. I think that's our new word.
Right? You should be able to have like a candid conversation.
Okay, energy vampire. Leave me alone.
We now have a new saying.
Right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. What was about the energy vampire?
The energy vampire is just creating that space. If you're truly good friends, then you should be allowed to express that in a way, of course, not in a bad way, but in a way that it's understandable. Like, okay, at this point, I think you're crossing my boundaries or it's one-sided.
Right.
And then you can have that conversation and determine, can I continue being in this space for you? Or is it really a good time for us to consider other friendships?
Even just being too demanding of my time.
Yeah.
Right. like maybe just you want me to see you at 6. Like that's the time I feed my kids. That's the time they go to bed. But you just like overlook that and you just go over it. But you're just like, okay, I want you to meet me at 6. And I'm like, hey, I told you this is my kids' time to eat dinner, and then I have to put them to bed, right? But you're not getting that. So yeah, for me that's a red flag because I'm like,
Red flag.
Yeah. What if I don't have that time to give you though? Yes.
But another red flag I think is when people don't realize like we're all different. Growths are different. Situations are different. If you cannot capture that in your head and understand that, you know, I can go to Lillian. If not, she will tell me off. I can go to this person. I don't feel like some type of way. Yeah, that's not a good friendship, right?
Yeah. I like that. And I also like growth that comes with friendships, understanding that we don't always have to be together doing the same thing every time. So if I go to Elsie's house, I won't expect, you know, Beth and Lillian to feel a certain way. Like, how did you guys hang out without us? You know? How did you guys go to this party without me?
Yes. I feel like to some extent that's more, I won't say even confusing, but it's more like debatable. Okay. Like if maybe the 3 of you know something that I don't know, then you feel I'm like, what did I do not to deserve like into this conversation, right? Or maybe you guys are forming another group of chatting and I'm not in. I'll question that, right? What's up, group? Yeah, I'll have to question and be like, hey, am I not that good of a friend that you guys feel like?
No, I don't look at it that way. Because if we're mature enough in our friendship and we're not threatened about.
Yes.
Like we trust when because you too might have something that you like.
Yeah.
I like,
maybe we like to do skiing and you guys like movies, right?
You know,
right? No, for me, I'm just like, if it's something that I deserve to know, but you guys are like, hey, let's not tell Lillian.
No, that
yeah. So I don't have a problem with that.
Red flag.
Yes, that's a red flag.
Yes. No, do you guys have anything that you need to tell me?
No, but if it's like the 2 of you, I know we don't have to click the same. Yeah, maybe we don't even have the same likes. Yeah, maybe Trudy and Elsie, you guys love to go drink coffee at Starbucks, and
I don't.
Yeah, so
you guys drink tea,
and I'm more of a tea person, so but I'm more of a coffee person. So let's not get that twisted.
Let's clarify.
I love my white mocha latte.
Our examples are very what's the word?
Diverse.
Yeah, it's not like real life examples sometimes, like with the tea and the coffee,
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So for me also, when I was talking about even the jealousy part, I feel like I've actually experienced that where like I was growing so fast, but the other person was not growing. And we all started the same. We were ambitious. We had like this passion to do something and then dropped midway. So that wasn't my fault, but she made me like, she was beating me with that almost on a daily basis. So to a point for me, I was like, hey, Apana, I have to do something different here. So and I don't have, so maybe this is a question for everybody here. Do you feel like maybe in your previous relationships that ended, were you a good friend?
Oh, that's a good question.
I would say
she's like, yes.
Right away. No confusion.
I would say yes, because if, for example, you tell me, Beth, this is what I'm going through, I give my 100%. But I've been in situations where people take advantage of that. Because I'm like, okay, who do we need to beat up? Like,
you're right there. Give them a name, address.
Let's do this. So in some situations, people be like, oh, Beth is this way.
Okay.
Somebody be like, oh, I don't have any money. I'm so stressed. I want to go out, but I cannot afford it. I don't know how your bank account is. I will take you for your word. So as a good friend, I'm like, okay, she needs to go out. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to pay for everything. And then down the road, you come to realize this person inherited money from I'm like, wait, we have an offshore account. Like with 2 jobs. Take you out.
Right.
You're not honest with it. You know, so
you're not pulling your end.
I like when I reflect in myself, most friendships and relationships just outgrew themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did not want to be a part of it because it was not
Toxic.
building me. It was not adding any value to my life.
Yeah.
So it's just, and then we moved from all the way to Kenya to here.
Right.
All the friends that we had,
Yes.
you know, people getting married,
Yes.
kids.
That is very true.
Thousands
Yeah.
and thousands miles away. You don't talk every day.
Yeah.
So even when you go back home, you're not the same people anymore.
Exactly.
And you should be okay with that. Like, I flew all the way to Kenya. This person is not coming out for
Coffee. Yeah.
They have a life that have been living for the last
Continued for the last 10
5
years.
years before you went back home. So
Right.
it's more of just being mature enough to understand that things will change.
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah. We're all weird.
Yeah.
In our own way.
In our own way.
But no, I don't. Unless somebody tells me it did something for a friendship to end, but I can't think of
Any.
Right.
See, I feel like I'm the same way with
Yes.
you because like it's very normal now that we understand you can outgrow a friendship. But I feel like in my past friendships, I've always been the one to put everyone first. Like it's always about, you know, what they want and catering for them and just really forgetting myself completely and just being there for them. And I feel like the toxic trait in that is when you're just always giving. So you get to a point where you actually start experiencing your own personal growth and the dynamics of the friendship changes. It's like, you're a different person because I'm not giving.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is for true friendship to exist, we actually need some level of maturity in our friendship. Because if you truly care about somebody and you truly want them to be your friend and you have that friendship, you have to be selfless, not very selfish, and very understanding of the relationship and that friendship. So, I mean, red flags in friendship is real. And I feel like people drop off until the real friend.
Yes. Yes.
You have somebody and then you have three.
It's like fall when the leaves happen.
Yes.
The last person standing. That is
Right.
You want quality over quantity.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is very true. Like for me, I tend to have like really a small group of friends. Even at work, I have those work relationships at work, but it doesn't evolve into friendship. If it does, it's just like maybe once in a while, or maybe just one person. Yeah, but I can maintain any cordial relationship. But if I have to have you close to me, you have to really have. I have to see something that I can connect with.
Yeah.
If it's something that I feel like I have to struggle to find, then for me, that's not a friendship that I want to pursue.
Yeah. That's an acquaintance.
Yes.
And just like Elsie said, there's a level of maturity that people need to have in a friendship. And that comes with communication. So if you are going through something and then you're like, Lydian hasn't even called me, but how do I know you're even going through something, right? So it comes with also having great communication with your friends. Yep. So guys, that's it for today. Just make sure you subscribe to our channel. Ladies, point down to where the dynasty is. It's Girl Dynasty. We are actually on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, even your enemy. Share with them. Tell your mother-in-law, tell your father-in-law, everybody in your family, in your village. Get subscribing, guys. Yes. Until next time.
This
Adios.
is Girl Dynasty.